A young boy, Sam, sitting by a large tree in the backyard. He stares at it with frustration, clutching a small seed in his hand. His father, standing quietly nearby, watches him struggle with an inner conflict. "Why can't things grow faster?" Sam mutters, hurling the seed to the ground. His father smiles, but there's wisdom behind his eyes. "Sometimes, son, life is a lot like that tree. Nothing worth having happens overnight." And so, the lesson begins. Sam is an energetic 10-year-old boy who struggles with patience. Whether it's waiting for his favorite video game to load or rushing through his school projects, Sam's frustration with anything slow is constant. One day, his parents give him a small seed as a gift, encouraging him to plant it in the yard and care for it. "It's going to grow into something wonderful if you nurture it," his mother says. Eagerly, Sam plants the seed and expects results within days. Weeks pass, and Sam grows impatient as the seed seems to do nothing. He waters it sporadically, forgetting most days. When nothing changes, he's ready to abandon the project, feeling like a failure. One afternoon, Sam's father notices his son's frustration and takes him to the large tree in their backyard. It's an old tree, its roots deep in the earth, branches stretching toward the sky. He tells Sam how many years ago he had planted that very tree as a young boy. Sam is surprised. He never knew his father had planted it. "The tree was once just a seed too," his father explains. "For the first year, I saw nothing. But beneath the soil, it was growing roots, preparing itself for the years ahead. Sometimes the most important growth happens when we can't see it." Sam listens, intrigued but still uncertain. His father leaves him by the tree to think, and the boy contemplates the analogy. Maybe he, too, was like the seed, needing time to grow in ways he couldn't yet understand. That night, a powerful windstorm shakes the town. Sam watches as branches bend and leaves fly, fearing for the tree his father planted all those years ago. The storm passes, and Sam rushes outside to check the damage. To his surprise, the old tree stands strong, its roots deep in the ground, having held firm against the winds. But what catches his attention is a small sprout. Where he had planted his seed weeks ago, the little plant had finally broken through the soil, surviving the storm too. This sight stirs something in Sam, a realization. Growth, like the roots of the old tree, isn't always visible, but it's happening, even when no one is watching. In the following weeks, Sam begins to tend to his sprout with care and patience. He waters it daily and protects it from harm. He no longer feels the rush for immediate results, but understands that true growth, whether in nature, school, or life, takes time. It's a quiet lesson that begins to shape his attitude toward other challenges. Sam's father, watching from the distance, sees the change in his son. With a proud smile, he approaches Sam and places a hand on his shoulder. "You see," he says, "just like that tree, you're growing too, even when you don't see it yet." The story concludes years later. Sam, now older, stands by the fully grown tree he had once planted as a child. Its roots run deep, its branches wide and strong. In the background, the old tree his father planted still stands tall as well. Sam smiles, reflecting on how that one lesson shaped his life: patience, persistence, and faith in the unseen. The camera pulls back to reveal both trees standing side by side, symbols of two generations who learned the same lesson, passed down like roots through the earth. Sometimes we're like trees. The roots we grow in patience are what give us strength when the storms come.